Let's go. It's a SupAR SatARday. What is up out there in the world? So excited to be here. Um, this is going to be the illest week of all of the weeks, right? Here we go, because we're going behind the scenes with some of the people that do things. They've been doing things for a long time. One of the coolest, most genuine, sweethearted people that I know. LM Designs, also known as Leah, right? But LM Designs is here today. We're gonna get to see. We've already seen the works, right? In fact, here I'll just go like this. We all have seen the works. If you follow her out there on X, okay, you'll have seen all of the wonderful things that she's created inside of spatial, from fashion and beyond. Uh, and in augmented reality, with over the reality, with now with illust, and really even taking some of the tools that that platform already had and then adding to or creating new, right? So really excited to have her here today. Before we get into meeting some of these people more personally, not that you can't just go ahead and meet them one on one all the time every week anyways, because they run their own shows like the Jam every Thursday. It's right there. Like every Thursday you can go tap in. It's not that hard. It's like as special as I feel right now having them on as a guest on this show. You can go to their show. They're not that hard to find. So go tap in. But we're excited to have Designs. Go tune in every Thursday with the Jam, where you can, there's just more. You jam if you're a speaker, right? You're a poet, you're a songwriter, you're just passionate. Okay, the Jam is for you. All right. But you can do that. You can follow them on X. They do have their own link tree, Instagram, and everything else. So shout out to you coming in today. But with Illust, we also want to shout out Illust and say thank you to Illust for partnering with us for so many different events, and doing your thing along the way inside of the space, especially here in Texas. You've been in and in Denver, Colorado. That platform has been used a lot for a lot of things during the solar eclipse. Most just last year around this time, we got to see that whole moon shade sun path, and they followed that path with augmented reality all the way up. It was really cool. Go check out some of those stories and things right there. We also want to thank Sweet Home CannaBama, and Jennifer Boozer for helping to keep us on the air, keeping this live stream with the StreamYard and all of those things available so that we can stay on. And thank you for being our support there. Metaverse Radio, right? Staying locked in for the long haul, going through it all. Thank you as well. Uh, yeah. So thank you to our partners. Thank you to our friends, Special K Glass, and Wonder Boy 2025 getting down over here on the side, having a good old time. Thank you all for being here and doing things. Anything you want to say? Because you're right here making faces before we go into the show. Thought,
Uh,
question, concern.
I'm probably gonna be in it a lot.
You're gonna be in
I'm gonna be in it at the first starting with the course.
yeah, and then you'll exit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get bored.
No,
No?
I'm probably gonna sit near.
You're gonna sit? Okay, cool. We can do that. All right. This is a family show. We are not. You want us in a studio? You want us locked in a studio doing those kind of things? Get us a studio. Until then, you're at home with us, right? This is what it is.
I'm gonna get my own setup.
Until then, we're gonna be doing all things. We got lots of things going on here. All right, but let's get into this week's show, because I'm very excited about this, because we do get to go really hands on. So we're gonna bring up LM Design. Check this out. Ready?
Yeah.
Watch. We can do it. I think we can just add this button, and bam! There she is. There's LM Design.
Hello, hello, hello.
You did.
Hi. Hello, you beautiful souls. I'm LM Designs 8. LM are my initials. Designs is what I do. 8 is my favorite number, but in this, it is about the infinite ways that I do design. So welcome. Thank you for having me. Welcome each and every one of you who is here joining us. It is a SupAR Saturday, and I'm so excited to get into all that we've done with illust and the activations, how much fun it is to experience them and the making of it. Ooh, it's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for having me on, Hex.
It's going to be a good time. I'm here for it. I'm so ready for it. And it is going to be a good time. So check out, this is one of the coolest things, right, that from this past, and I like this. It's just a fun feature that I get to do this, right? We can sit here and look at, because some of us have seen this colorful pyramid thing before, right? And this time it was a little bit different. People got to go in it, hang out, but you made this. This is illust at its
Yes.
core, right?
Yes. Yes, yes, and more yes. So I love when you can experience art in so many different forms and facets like this. Because of illust, we are able to bring our physical art. So what you actually walked into was one of my paint pour patterns, similar to the one that I'm wearing, similar to the pattern behind me. All of them come from physical canvas pieces. I take them and then I put them throughout the different things that I create in the digital and beyond. So you were standing inside one of my pieces that is actually a piece that was donated for a charity event a few years ago called Be Bright. The piece is called Be Bright, Be Bold. And so within that, I added my chakra fly, which is part of the amazing, fun, activated avatars that I have running around in spatial, and combining the headpiece that is a wearable from Decentraland's Metaverse Fashion Week, which was amazing. So combining all of these different elements that are in different places. And you can see the Canna Crew, which is a logo that I designed for Dr. Vivid, and is an amazing piece that is hers. And it has an NFT inside of it that a lot of different people own. It's called Chiba Chiba, and that is spinning inside of it. All of that are individual pieces, and by themselves they are powerful and wonderful. But when you can bring them, geotag them to a location and event, and tie them in with how illust allowed it to all come together, it turns next level. Like, people were inside of my art in levels and ways that I have just grown so fond of. So I'm really super excited that illust enabled, and it was super because I build in a lot of different AR places, the ease of it all. It doesn't matter which level that you are entering into, if you're a novice, if you're a hobbyist, if you are an expert new to this, only love to dibble and dabble in the code, all levels are covered when you're using illust, and it was a great experience. I'm super jazzed.
So, because when you're saying all things are covered in illust, right? That's a bold statement, especially because you're building on 8th Wall and Snap and all of these places where all things are possible, right? Because you made a Tetris game, right?
Yes.
You've made just in the Hempstock, just that one. So if there was a festival, an event, or a brand, a college, anything like that, and they were like, okay, we need a group that can do this, right? Because they really don't know. All they know is they need the AR. And what you did is you said, here's what you really need. You don't need AR. You're needing engagement, right, with it on
Yes.
all of these layers. And it's not just having AR, it's you went to where everybody is. So you built a filter on Snap, you built a filter with 8th Wall's Niantic. Now illust, what they with the geolocking, right? And then because even there's a lot of geolock features, we can all we've seen the beast and the Pokemon Goes and the different things. You can go and collect the assets, and that's fun, right? It's really incentivized. But y'all went beyond. It wasn't just about going and collecting. There was no encouragement to go and do anything other than to just be in the experience. And like you said, so you've got all. My wall is very boring here, and your wall is very colorful there. We were able to go in that, and even my little daughter, the youngest one, she's here, your spot, oh, you're so pretty, I want to get in that, And but that's what there's different things going on here besides just illust is cool. There's LM
Right.
Designs is cool
Okay, thank you.
and understands what everyone actually is needing inside of this AR, right? It's one thing to say, oh, I need AR on my shirt. It's like, yeah, you do. But here's how that actually plays out, right? You're going to need it on Snap. You're going to need it on uh, what's that Insta metagram thing that they've got going? WhatsApp, right? Is that where everything's moving, right?
Oh,
Especially
everything is shifting. Yes, we are still seeing where they're going to do with the IGs, but all of the different platforms have their specific way that you can use them and integrate them into the AR, into the immersive and beyond. So having the power to do the scavenger hunt the way that we did, which was brought together by the power of illust, which was amazing, is something that I'm like, that's the type of thing that you, Collin and I working behind the scenes and then having other artists add in while all doing this simultaneously cuts down the amount of time that you need to be in working on how to work it out. We can collaborate instantaneously in the way that we were allowed to bring it all together through illust. So that was what I meant, like all encompassing. It doesn't matter what level or what entry level as far as what you think your knowledge is with working with AR. You are able to enter whichever level you are covered. And that is a very powerful thing because a lot of these tools and different things behind the scenes seem daunting, but it's all about meeting people where they are. And that's what I can very much appreciate about illust. It meets the creative and the developer where they need to be. And then on the activation side, look, it shows you, it pinpoints, it allows all of these locations that you have developed as isolated individual art pieces to be a culmination and a collaboration that is so wonderful. It is such a power to see people say, oh, I'm used to a map like this. Oh, okay, I can click on each of these locations and then at the bottom it says navigate to. I can do that. Okay, I'm navigating to, what is this happening? And then bam, it pops up on you. And you're like, wait, this is changing how we experience things. And so
right.
for me, that's the win.
So just looking at just this map here, right? Just all of these little dots. Going back to what you were saying about, so there was you and Collin, right? That were really forefronting, doing everything everything AR at Texas HempstaLK. That was you and Collin, right? And in the midst of that, there was an open call for other artists. And so as you all had your pinpointed spots, your designated spots, the 50 acres was kind of opened up for anybody to fill in space, right? And watching that fill in, and this is one of the things that I love, and I remember going back South by Southwest some years ago, watching everybody share the space naturally and doing it, they go, they look, okay, there's somebody already here, I'll move it over to over here. You don't, and I know this looks flooded like there's a bunch of dots, but honestly there wasn't. Everybody shared the space. They said, okay, there's already somebody here, I'll move over here. And it's fun watching people that have never met just naturally be nice to each other, and nobody complain about, oh, they're in the best spot, they already took this, oh, they took all the key spots for themselves, them planners. None of that happened. Everybody just shared their works, and there's a lot here to see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me get out of there. I'll stop or move that screen. And thanks to Rob, right, we have all of these cool videos and pictures to look at. Let me see if I can pull some of them up. So there's just y'all this, and again, so when I said the thing about the Pokemon Go and the monsters and collecting different things, that's all cool and it's fun, but it doesn't necessarily add to the event experience or the festival experience. Um, doesn't necessarily give people a reason to stay in the experience. They go in, they go boom, they're out, right? And let's see. So whereas with what y'all did here, if I can pull this one up. So this was one of Lydia's favorites. We got pause, share screen.
And to touch on that collaboration part,
Mhm.
it was truly amazing. Like watching how everyone does their own art is so much fun. And then seeing it all come together in the cohesive fashion that it did. Collin makes amazing 3D assets and different various things and the animations of his characters. It's just wonderful. And I'm like, oh, okay, collapse the world into the size that I need it to be and make it pull out aspects of the world. Wait a minute. Okay. So you'll see that like one of them is an actual spatial, it's the spatial far ancient runways that I had set up, and I had a Paris fashion show at the same time as Texas HempstaLK. So I pulled that asset into this. So we are doing things, we are transcending time, space, and everything else, and it's amazing. Yes, truly how we come together, and it's beautiful. It's the win-win of it all.
It is the win-win. So you're saying, so is that this one here? Let me see. That's not this one here.
Yes, that is that
That's
one.
not this
That one is
catwalk here.
yes.
That is this one here.
Yes.
So
it
at the
is.
same time this was going on at Texas HempstaLK, on the other side of the world, right? There's a whole
Yes.
fashion show thing going on that this is at the exact same time.
Yes.
Different geolocations, shared
Yep.
experience.
Yes, and in the sense of this was portions of the world that I had created, and inside of spatial they were doing, and inside of the world is a whole built-in quest, unique fashion show and choice. Amazing. It was a great experience to bring that together and watch as people were walking into this in the physical and people were flying around there in the digital. My mind was like, take it all in. This is beautiful.
That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. So, and we that's just fun. That's just fun. So anybody that's paying attention, that's watching, that wants to go, you can visit. Is this still live in spatial? People can still go visit
Yes.
visit the world, run around, do all the things inside of there.
Win an avatar,
And
all of it. An avatar by Abdul. He created a winnable avatar. So I created a quest, and you can just follow all of the things and you can see the amazing artwork. So the fashion show lives on. That's another amazing piece about this. If you weren't there in the moments that these things happened, that is a thing that happens. But guess what? You can still experience it. So anyone who goes to the Texas Music Ranch, they will be able to experience what we still have there. That's the power of this. It lives on beyond just in the moments that were amazing about it. It lives beyond that. And it grows from there.
and that's fun. That's so if I go back, right, I can recap this. Now, one of the things on that map, let's say, because a whole bunch of other people start creating things there, right? They start publishing things out on illust. Is that just going to clog up the map? Or, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and this is the side to illust. So they are, when you're working with it, they give you the geotagged, you can pull up on their map which coordinates that you need to use, the longitude and latitude. You can also pull them in from outside sources if you're using Google Maps or things of that nature. If you have been scanning in different places like over the Reality or Scannerverse and you have the actual longitude, latitude, all you need to do is pull that in. They are the back end, they do approval, so they make sure that none of the experiences, there's too many over top of one another in a sense. And I was testing it with Collin, and we put in certain locations ones that were very, very close, but it never overrode one another. It allowed you to go back to the map side of things, click on the location, and then that experience, if you were close enough, would activate right there. So I was really intrigued with that power of how they put it together. The scavenger hunt is amazing because you can navigate through it, build it easily, but also experience it very easily. So it was amazing to see.
So only because hang on. So Rob went and let me see this. So there's I'm gonna share this screen here again. Let's go share screen. Window media player here. So there's this thing on the ground. It's not only was there a scavenger hunt that did all these things. There was this, right? So this says hempstock necklace one. Oops, pause. No, you can't see this yet. Hang on. Okay, you're laughing like you already know about this. Okay. All right. So here we go. So hempstock necklace one. So when people were walking around, this is on the ground. People didn't even
Yes.
know they were walking on jewelry. It's just like laid out on the ground. You, so he taps it. Hang on. He goes through, but now it's on it.
Yes.
So the layers and the stages that this stuff that illust has provided here goes beyond just laying the things on. It automatically became another interactive thing. Do you know about this?
Yes, I do. I was testing around and playing around with the face tracking. So for me, because I love to make filters in various different apps in different places. I'm always watching what is the interaction? How is it going to interact? What are we going to do? What are we trying to get people to feel? So for me, I was like, people love to wear jewelry, and this is all hemp based jewelry. So what I did was I created a series of assets that were hemp jewelry related with a collaboration of various AI. And then I pulled those assets from the 2D and I converted it into a 3D using I used Tencent and I used Tripo to create the assets because they're amazing AI 3D conversion tools I love to use. So I use those two. And then as those assets, I pulled it into Blender, cleaned it up a little bit, just to make it so it was friendly. We want small sizes, those polys kind of, the trisses have gotten better, but we want all the things to work. So made it as small as I could. And then I did inside of Illust, I did their face tracking instead of just geotagging it to a location. I also included the face tracking. So it body tracks to the location of the face. And when you're developing, wherever the face model is, that asset will follow that body portion. And you can also toggle it so that it can go above and below. So I really needed to add on inside of the experience just a note saying, switch your camera view. He knew to do that. I don't know how many other people knew to do that. So I was like, okay, note to self for future builds and different things. But it was amazing to be like, okay, the body tracking works wonderfully. It's also geotagged, but there's so many levels to it. Like, yes, you could have a pop-up shop if you were just one of those people who had t-shirts, wearables, anything of that nature. You can show it on a model, but then have a note, switch your screen, press this, and you turn it around, and then it's on them. Power.
So if I was a brand, a clothing brand, I could, like you just said, right here with illust, by myself. So I had to purchase the developer package or the publishing package, right? But once I purchase my publishing package, I can publish whatever, depending on where my package is, right? But they have a full white label suite, realistically, where I could go in as the Texas Rangers, right? And the Texas Rangers go in, they buy their package, and then all of their stuff, right? So people can flip through it. They can find it in the store or however it is. But then when they're looking at it, they can look at it on themselves, right? Now everyone is wearing the Texas Rangers, even if they didn't want to. Now they are just right, and that can be, and then it's that in and of itself is the power of all of that, right? So, but illust supplies all of these tools already. I don't have to go and make all of this stuff. I can just drag and drop assets. Everything's already there.
Correct. Yes, you can drag and drop. You can toggle which experience you want. If you want it geotagged, if you want it to be an image trigger. I love the fact that there's so much versatility, and it's based on what you. are working with. So if you don't know what a certain thing is, that's okay, because you will ignore that from the list of drop downs. If it's for you, you're going to be in it and be like, I know exactly what that is. Okay. And it's all very intuitive. It's very much, you know, your X, your Y, your Z. And from there, if you know that, that's about all you need. It's very wonderful to do and use. I met an amazing creator. I met so many amazing creators and vendors and people during the event. And it was so funny because I took the lifted lemon that I met. Sugar
Yeah.
was an amazing a vendor there. Oh my goodness. And so I was like, I need to make in illust, I want to play around with your logo, with your sticker. Can I do that? She's like, sure. You know, it's, you just ask permission always, but I'm just like, okay, let me just play with your stuff and show you what it can do, because it's the power of knowing what you can do on the other side of things. So then I pulled it together, brought it into illust, and was able to make it into a fun AR. I'm going to release it to the socials later on. But it was a fun AR version of her creation. And being able to show it through illust was the thing that, if I could find, I have so many pictures. It is going to be displayed in a similar fashion to how Chiba Pets was done, which was super fun to show. Um, I have so many videos. That's the power of the things. So I turned it into where it goes, and it is going to be in this 3D fashion for her. But it is specifically, you can take a 2D image, you can turn it into a 3D, and the power of what you can do when you are able to view it where you need it to be is so incredible. I'm going to pull it up as we get further into things, but
Well,
being
so
able to
this
see.
right here, right? This cheap. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yep. That's exactly it. That.
Here we go. I'm gonna pull you. Oops, no.
So you're able to see and experience the activations. And this just came from two screenshots, because three screenshots. I took a screenshot of my favorite one from their website, and then I took a screenshot of the front and back of their card from the website, and then I created the assets from there using various things like Meshy and Monster Zone, and being able to animate the aspects of it that you want to highlight. We want you to highlight yourselves. We want to highlight your brands. We want to show you off. So how do we do that? Which ways are we going to do that? And the power of being able to do it, create that, but then have it accessible so instantaneously with illust is something that's truly amazing. And I am very, very excited about. Like, I want everyone to know this is not just something that only a few people can do. No, this is something that you should be thinking on. How do you want others to experience your brand? And these ways bring it to them where they are. So yeah.
And you did this with some screenshots and some just some quick little boom, 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 and then boom. That's pretty amazing. It's not. I know you made it sound simple for those tuning in. It's not as simple as it sounds. Okay, there's a lot of practice that went into it first. Let's hear what we got.
It's the process of grabbing, and then I'm animating. I'm adding them into the layers. This is just a down and dirty version of it, but these are tools that enable you to activate other people. Is such a powerful thing. And then I'll sit there and I'll inflate it and I'll animate it. But this is just the beginnings. If you are into doing the animations in any form or facet, you can create them in any level of intricacy that you want, whether it be through Blender, whether it be through, I don't want to do all of that. I want a 3D asset. You can do Fab, which was just Sketch Fab, and different things you can build AI has so many different options if you want to go down that route. And the collaborative side of it, you can always find someone who is in the superpower in the ways of, we create powerful assets. Now, what do we do with them? How do we experience them? So then, you bring it to life further, you animate it further. Oh gosh, there we go. You animate it further and such. And then this becomes a thing that can be targeted to the images and the triggers through uploading it straight to illust. Then you can activate and send over the image that you want to cause it to activate, and there goes everything. It's wonderful. So then when this logo is seen, this animation can play when you give them the application that you have developed through illust. So you get a QR or a website when you save and do the activations on illust, depending on which format that you're using. And so there, you share that out, and then you're like, look at the world around you, how it's changed. So yeah.
That's amazing. And so it's as simple as one, if you I said, I'm going to stop using the word. It's as simple as saying, hey, LM, I have a brand or an idea and I need some things made. And then from there, you start copy pasting and your magic works. Your magic works so well. Okay, this is a famous spot. This has been in augmented reality on multiple platforms. Uh, and so your work, again, if you were like, okay, but however, okay, because they're going to run into limitations that you've already run into. They don't have to listen to you. They can go out and try and build their own thing, and that's great. Or they can go with somebody that understands that, hey, there's certain file limits, certain types of file sizes. There's certain ways that if you want this experience to go across everything and be the same, you're really going to need to pay attention to some details here. This experience, though, hits a lot of limits for most platforms. You've got moving images, okay, right? Let's just start talking video file size. You've got 3D files in here. You've got so many polys in here that could possibly be happening. You've got so many video style files that are all playing simultaneously and they're not disrupting each other, okay? But talk to us about this experience. This is a classic experience in my eyes, as far as you're not just you, but in the AR space. It's been around for a little while. Can you talk to me about it a little bit?
I love this piece. Yes, this is one of my favorite pieces. This is hands down one of my favorite pieces. This is a culmination of different pieces that come from my 7 chakra infinite breath space that I created, and it's a healing zone. So you will see different aspects of things I've created over many, 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 many years that have to deal with the 7 main chakras. And the different patterning that you see on the floor is actually shader code, because we love to get into the code. So I did some shader coding. So you see that as the video. Then the 3D asset is the way you can get into the healing dome and zone. And the dancing entity inside is actually one of my favorite characters. That is came from Choice. I built her for Choice specifically, and then she has different variants. So she's wearing multiple versions of my paint pours, and you are able to stand within each zone and the auras will come up around you. So the fact that I am able to do the reflective shading, the video shading for the ground, the animation of the character, and keep it under the file size needed, that is what people would call the magic, because I have done the interoperability. I build in so many spaces and places, and I want the instances to be the same for the user, but behind the scenes, oh, it's so different. So what I pulled outside of spatial had to be shrunken down to the lovely smallest of smalls. So you want to definitely optimize your assets. If you have optimized assets, you are going to be winning. There is nothing that you can't do when you optimize your assets to the fullest, because you are able to then be able to share and show exactly what you are trying to get across to your users. And it is such an amazing feeling when you are able to say, I can step into this and it worked how I needed it to work. The testing part, testing, lots of testing. So you always want to do lots of different testing of the various things to make sure that it is experiencing across different devices. You know these different things because when you're experiencing it on your iPhone versus experiencing it on the web versus experiencing it in the glasses and the VR tech that is coming and is here, it changes how things interact, how things move. So illust does a really great job of it being testable on multiple different platforms, it being testable, very easily testable on your devices, and also keeping it the same. It wasn't a lot of different tweaks that I had to do. I just had to change out, make sure you're naming. This is one for the ones. Name your files cleanly. And then you just have to link the file names to change out the video textures. That was like flawless. And that is beautiful to be able to change out what you want. So if I wanted this floor to now be something that's your video, well, we can do that 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, because I know the name of the material, and then I can plug in any video that is the right file size into that spot. It's beautiful, the plugging of it all. So I'm very impressed with what I've experienced and what I've been able to create so far. And I'm super excited to see what comes after this, what I'm able to do further with illust, and how we're going to be moving forward. Just the creation of it all. And the fact that they are having different workshops, different things where they're showing how it's all coming together and pulling in the people who are creative and excited and just wanting and supporting of this, even if they are not artists, even if they are just enthusiasts. Bringing us together is the way that we move the goalpost and show more people that this is happening. This is all around, and this is for you, and you in the back, because you can experience it at the levels that you want.
And just like that, the mic stinking dropped. LM, I don't even want to, I don't think we need to go any further. I really don't. Like you summed everything up so well. And if people haven't caught on by now, the secret sauce is LM, right? So you what's coming up next though? So Texas HempstaLK's over. That was cool. You know, I mean, it's not your first one. It's not your first event. It's not your last event. You've got the year is still young. NFT NYC. Is that what's next? Is that right?
NFT.
You're a speaker on an AR XR panel. Is that am I?
Yes, I am. I'm on the panel of the physical to digital world. So how everything is moving and bridging between the physical and digital and how that looks. So I'm very much excited to be sharing and showing. If you're coming, definitely pick up one of my commemorative tickets, because owning one will get you the option possibly to have your artwork shown and displayed, because I'm all about showing, because it's so much easier to show than tell sometimes. And the way that people light up at seeing these activations, at feeling and experiencing them, is something I can't get enough of. So if you are going to NFT NYC and have not picked up a ticket yet, definitely pick up my commemorative ticket. It is an image trigger that will start the activation so that you can hear my spoken word that is associated with it. And this is a collaborative piece that I did where it is a little bit of AI. Then you can actually see the overlay that you see going on is actually a paint pour pattern and a mix of the different patterns that I brought together for clothing pieces. And that is over a spoken word that I added with my music that I did. That's not AI, it's just my music. And so bringing it all together, there's layers and layers and layers and layers to it, but bring it to where the people are. So we are doing the digital times where NFT art bridges physical and digital worlds, and we're going to get into it. It's going to be great. You're going to see things, you're going to feel things. It's going to be a great time. So NFT NYC is where you can catch me next in the IRL, and I will be activating Astrofest with illust, powered by illust. So I'm super excited. It is going to be a grand time, and ooh, all week, different
All
places.
week.
You will be
It's
there.
gonna be it's NFT NYC. Like it's what it is. It's go and do it. There's gonna be NFTs and it's gonna be New York City. And if you play in any of the blockchain, if you're not paying attention to the meme rush that's about to happen and explode, I don't know where you've been. There's too much out there. Let's just be so just to be gross for a minute. Let's talk about the political meme race that can go on. You got a
Oh,
Donald Trump and you got an Elon. Two meme kings that are just sitting there that are about to, they're already like it's just gonna be so gross. And I'm not in it. I'm totally hands off. Um, but it's New York City. If there's not just a whole bunch of just NFT meme, it's just I don't know. It's a Tezos community. Go have fun. That's where the artists are though, right?
shout
So
out to the Tezos. We love
it's
Tezos. I am a Tezzy lady. I love me some Tezos. It is where I fell in love with being a collector of art because I could, and I found so many diamonds. And I'm like, the way that that was the beginning to the bridging of all of the collaborations that I've done since, I was just like, yes, it's going to be beautiful. The things that are going to be seen, the people who are going to be there, the activation, it's going to be all of this. It's going to be all the things that you see all over the place. It's going to be us in the IRL. We are going to be doing the different things. It's going to be powerful activations left, right, and center. We're going to be here doing it, and you're going to be able to see us, experience us in the IRL. When we come together, it's just a powerhouse.
so they can see you, they can meet you. Anybody that's never met you, okay? They're going to be able to meet you this year out there at NFT NYC. Not just meet you, but get to hear you talk and see you on the panels. You're going there not just as a viewer, but as a guest, right?
Yes,
And
indeed.
that's right.
This will be my second year as a speaker, and my art is being featured because it is the digital poetry. It is actually in the artist showcase. So, under poetry. So, I'm loving
Boom.
how my activations are transforming around me, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited.
And you're in all aspects are of it. It's all of the art. It's all the aspects. I would feel ashamed if we left here without me doing this right here, real quick. Okay, so for everybody, this is illust. That thing that we've been talking about this whole time. This is not this guy, but this over here. This is illust over here. Go check it out. Illust dot space. It's just like that. The ILLUST. All right. It's just like that. Illust dot space. Go tap in. Go ahead. Get your own package. Your own publishing package if you want to. If you don't necessarily want to get your own publishing package, but you're like, man, I really still want to do this. Okay, there's people like LM right up above me here that you will still get your own package, but they will do all the heavy lifting, right? And so it's a bundle package. It's a whole different game now. You get the builders plus you get the AR and you get all of it right there. So it happens with illust, it happens with LM. Go hear her talk out there at NFT NYC. What we got here? Boom. Hang on.
The power of illust. It is the face tracking, body tracking. Where did it go? Apologies. There we go. This is just face tracking. This is the video texture overlay power of illust that is just on some clothing that I was playing around with. So truly, check it out. You can do so many powerful things. Activate everything around you. See how you like it and see where it falls in. And if you need some help, we are here for you, friends. And, you know, I just have to say, like I like to say before I leave any place, any space, but self-love others and love often. Y'all, check it out.
Thank you, LM, for making this a SupAR SatARday every Saturday. Because honestly, I don't know there's been too many things that you haven't been a part of. So thank you for being so SupAR and adding the AR into our SatAR day this week. Everybody go give her a follow if you haven't already. Thanks for tuning in out there on Instagram. We saw you tap in Awesome Future Studio, Brian Woodring, and Infinite Cat. We got the Billy Bands. What's up, Billy Bands? Are you on the map? Headbanger, Honky Tonks, the LM Designs. There's a whole bunch more, but we're not going to go through them all. Thank you for joining wherever you join. It's been a SupAR SatAR day. Get out of here. Go outside. Touch grass, right? Touch some grass.
Touch
Let's go play.
grass.
We'll see y'all out there.
Thank you, Hex.